that we had just yeah, anyway, we're here once again at Donington Park, and what's this?
Again?
Oh why?
Again?
Oh, hold on. No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay?
It's okay. It's okay. Yep, we're all good. We're all good. Sorry about that. So, yeah, we're here at Donington Park for the Tier 2 event of the Automotive Racing's GT4 Championship. And it's currently Cordeo leading the way at the moment by 7 seconds ahead of RWR Racing. Bit of a gap back to LazyCamel running in 3rd place at the moment. Castle Racing's made his way up into 4th place, Sergey. And we saw Castle Racing at the beginning. Had to start from the pit lane as he failed to ready up at the start. But he's done absolute bits here to get himself back up into the position that he's in. Really, really good stuff.
Yeah, as you've said, he may still have some chance to finish on podium spot. He's only 5 seconds behind the LazyCamel, and we may see some great battle for the 3rd place or even for the 2nd. I don't know if Castle Racing will have this pace. He still have a lot of time left. It's more than 17 minutes left in this race, so it's more than a half, and he made a great job. Now he overtook a lot of guys here in this pack, and one of the main important things for him is that he overtook Ryan Ruby, who is currently behind him, and it's 2 seconds between them. And it was very crucial for Castle Racing to overtake this driver, because he's one of his rivals here today, because they both have a great quality time. But I think that Cordeo have done a great job. He's been very consistent, and he's now have 7 seconds between him and RWI Racing, and it's a very breathing gap. So yeah, maybe Castle Racing will overtake the LazyCamel now. It's about 4 seconds, and maybe Castle Racing is sliding there.
I reckon you're right. I reckon he's got the potential to get himself onto the podium.
Ryan made a mistake, and now Nilsson may try to overtake him. Ryan went onto the gravel, and if Nilsson has got the pace and has got the speed, I think no, it's very tricky to overtake in this.
It's not been a race for Ryan, has it, at all, Sergey? When you consider his qualifying, he was on pole position. He looked to be the force to be reckoned with. It just has not fallen into place at all for whatever reason. He just hasn't been able to get it hooked up in the race tonight.
Yeah, so he had a great quali. He was on pole, but in the race it's an absolute nightmare for him. But he's still in top 5, and he's still in the fight, and he still can have great points here tonight. So I don't think that he just need to be consistent now and don't make any mistake and don't lose any position, and he will receive great points tonight.
Yes, indeed. He just needs to keep going, keep doing what he's doing at this point. As I just want to say a huge, great shout out to the 4 people who have disliked the stream here. Thank you for giving us the attention and the support and the views. Really appreciated. You're all top geezers. We all know who you are. We all know what you're doing here. 5 dislikes now. Hey, keep them coming, lads. Great to see. Great to see. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Keep hating. Keep doing what you're doing. But anyway, 10 drivers out on track right now. A little bit spread out. Not too much going on. But Cordeo's gap to RWI is coming down. Sergey, I'm wondering if Cordeo's made a mistake.
Maybe. Yeah, I think Cordeo made a mistake. It's now down to 3 seconds. It was about 8 now. Yeah, the gap is down, and RWI Racing may be in a charge to win this race.
Yeah, 100%. He's definitely got the potential to do so. But still a long way left to go here in this race. Still just under half of this one, but if Cordeo's got any damage on the car, then RWI certainly in a good position to try and capitalise and really take this fight to him if he possibly can. As they see them coming over the line now to start lap 10 of this race. LazyCamel not too far behind in 3rd place, and Castle Racing continuing to rein him in. Gaps between LazyCamel and Castle Racing now down at almost under 3 seconds. Ryan Ruby just
but
into the picture a little bit, but a long way behind Castle Racing.
Yeah, and Ryan Ruby is 5 seconds behind Castle Racing, and Nielsen is 3 seconds behind Ruby. So yeah, Ryan Ruby is struggling, but his gap is becoming more and more between him and Nielsen. But he can't overtake, or he can't even be closer to Castle Racing. Is now about 5 seconds between them. So I don't think that Ryan Ruby will take Castle Racing, only if he will make a mistake.
Yeah, I think it's gonna only be if he lets something slip or has some kind of error, then it might give him an opportunity. But other than that, I think he's pretty much safe. But yeah, race kind of petering out a little bit at the moment. Not too much going on in terms of the actual action out on the track. Whilst we're here, I want to say a big thank you to all the people watching on the stream, to all the patrons here, Motive Racing. Your support is really, truly appreciated enormously. To all those who are with us on the Discord server, who have supported us in these very, very tricky times, it means the absolute world to us. And keep coming, keep supporting, keep your love. Your love is the love that you give us is what keeps us going in times like this. It really does. It's what keeps us afloat and keeps us functioning in the same way that we always have been, and we always intend to give drivers the best experience on the track and on the streams as well. You know, we want people to be able to watch these streams back and enjoy the racing that they were a part of. So definitely drop a like on the video, guys, if you haven't already. Show your appreciation for these drivers out on the track who are currently braving the elements here at Donington Park and putting on a great show. As we have got 12 minutes left to go in this session at the moment. The Lazy Camel looks like he might be closing a little bit on RWI. Castle Racing is definitely closing on the Lazy Camel.
The Lazy Camel made a mistake there.
Oh no!
The grass, and now he's a bit wide.
Yeah, very wide.
Castle Racing is closing up.
Castle Racing definitely looks like he's in striking distance here.
And he's going to overtake him right here. Yeah, I think he's done it.
Yep.
The inside line.
Swoops up the inside there. So he's up into P4 right now.
P3. And, P3. Castle Racing is on P3.
Sorry, yes, absolutely P3. Excuse me. That's my big mouth there, getting it all wrong. In the meantime, Cordeo looks like he's managed to pull out the gap a little bit back to the RWI. He pulled out quite a significant margin in the early stage of this race, but then made a mistake which allowed RWI to get within 3.5 seconds. He's now pulled that gap up to over 5 seconds between the two of them, so he looks pretty safe in that one. RWI's really got to put his finger out and start putting in some consistent lap time. Just noticing on the timing screen here, Evans and Kingpin pretty close as well, 7 tenths of a second separating these two. Kingpin is bringing that gap down despite having a few problems in the early part of the race. Dropped him back down the order. He's now right on the back of Evans here and looking to try and gain a position if he can. Lazy Camel's dropping off the back of Castle Racing, having lost the position to it.
And Kingpin is trying to overtake this happen. And I don't know. Oh no, he's behind Evans, but side by side.
Is Kingpin going to be able to try and get this one done around the outside of Melbourne hairpin? Looks as though Evans going to try and cover that one off and parks the car on the inside line. No way around for Kingpin, but he's going to try and get the cut back if he can. Get a nice exit here up towards Goddard. Once again, Evans defending that inside line. Kingpin's going to have to get this one around the long way, and the Porsche for the time being hugs the curve on the inside, and there's no way around for the Aston Martin of Kingpin just at the moment. Down the pit straight we come, slots back into that slipstream, and Evans again defending that inside line. Textbook display of defensive driving here from Evans in towards turn one. Is Kingpin going to go for a move of the inside? Nope, thinks better of that one, tucks him behind and mystify another day in that particular instance. But he's still on the back of him, pulls out the slipstream, looking to the inside of Hollywood's. We are side by side, and he's done that actually. Must have been a bit of a dodgy exit there for Evans, because Kingpin's come up, breeze past him up to Hollywood. Through the crane of cars we come, and Kingpin can now set his sights on Snooki 10 seconds up the road.
Yeah, so I think maybe Evans has got a very tricky exit of the corner, or maybe he just let Kingpin pass, who knows. But there are 10 seconds behind Snooki, and they are in their own league, I can say. They are fighting for their positions for 9th and 10th place, but not more than this, unfortunately.
No, it looks like it's going to be the summit of their ambitions here in this race, P9 and 10, unless they can pull something simply spectacular out of the bag in the last 9 minutes of this race. But
And Ryan Ruby is now trying to take the Lazy Camel. It's the fight for the 4th place. Lazy Camel lost 3rd place to Castle Racing, and now maybe he will lose even the 4th place to Ryan Ruby.
Here we go. Right, look to the outside. Is he going to try and make a feint to the inside? No, thinks better of that one. The Lazy Camel is doing a great job there of just parking his car on the inside in the middle part of the track, not going full defence. Oh, Ryan, big bit loose on the curb there as he came out at the exit of Red Gates down through Hollywoods now. They are side by side once again. Ryan looks like he's going to cut across him, and it's a brave move there from Ryan in the end to chop him over, and the Lazy Camel did well to avoid any contact by running into the back of him. But Ryan Ruby is up into 4th place, and that was a great move there. Lazy Camel saw it coming, didn't fight it too hard.
Castle Racing now fighting for the 2nd place with RWR Racing.
Yeah, he is very close on the back.
Now,
Up the hill they come now, and Castle Racing looking to pick off another victim here in this race. Gotta say, Sergey, I think you called it on the predictions. I know he's not winning the race. I know he's most likely not going to win with Quideo clear out the front, but can't knock Castle Racing for the comeback. He's just given it everything, hasn't he, since starting from the pit lane?
Yeah, he's done an awesome job. He's done a great job from start to finish to be here in the podium spots to fight for the 2nd place. And now he's trying to be in inside. No, not now. As you see, plane there on the background.
East Midlands Airport, shout out next door.
Yep. So maybe Castle Racing will try to take here if RWR Racing made a mistake.
It's a lovely run. Gets a lovely run though. He's got a beautiful exit coming out of Goddard's out onto the start finish straight now. He's going to have a little look to the inside if he can. RWI going to leave the door open. I think he's going to think better of that one, even though he's not quite far alongside him coming into the corner. And Castle Racing lives to fight another day. He knows that he can just sit behind RWI and try and pick him off because he's clearly got the pace on him, and he can just wait in the wings and wait for the opportunity to present itself. He's pretty much accepted, I'm sure, that Quideo is too far up the road for him to catch him. So at this point, it's just about making sure that he gets the car home and gets that 2nd place.
Yeah, there is a big fight for the 2nd place there. Snooki has lost his position to King Queen now. He made a mistake, I think. Then Duke Martin lost some time, and Evans is now right behind Duke Martin. We have some kind of group of 4 cars here, 2 Aston Martins and 2 Porsches, who are fighting for the 7th place. So it's as we were talking, King Queen's and Evans races are finished. No, it's actually not. King Queen is now up to P7 and he's fighting with Snooki and Duke Martin, and Evans is a little behind them. But now there are 20 seconds behind Nilsson, and I think if Nilsson won't make any mistakes, he will be on P6 because he's by himself. Behind the 8 seconds behind Lazy Camel, so he's driving absolutely alone, and I think nothing will change to him. If only he will make a mistake, or the Lazy Camel maybe will make a mistake, who knows.
I think Nilsson's in one of those races where he probably just is hoping and praying that it'll just end as soon as possible, really, isn't it? He's a bit like you on Monday night with the Porsche Super Cup of Brand.
Yeah, absolutely.
Lone soldier just out there doing his own thing and waiting for the checkered flag, probably looking up at the pit wall every lap like, are we nearly there yet?
Yeah.
But,
and mechanics just say, no, 5 more laps, mate, 5 more laps.
No, I really need the toilet. But, we got still Castle Racing up in P2, having made that move on RWI and Lazy Camel a few laps ago. Ryan's obviously up into 4th place ahead of Lazy Camel, and only 4 seconds behind RWI, so we could be seeing the top 3 in the qualifying session, getting it in the top 3 in the race if Ryan can keep it going as he is at the moment. He made a very dodgy start to the race, there's no 2 ways about it. He completely had a horror show in the start, but he started to make up for it and could be on for his 3rd podium in 3 races if he can continue going in the way that he is at the moment. He's not too far off the back of RWI at this point. Quideo though, still your man out in front and still continuing to do the bits. He's completely controlled this one since the other 2 contenders in this race fell by the way. 9 seconds ahead of Castle Racing, and Castle's closed in the gap, but at the moment Quideo's just far enough in front that he can bring this one home. He doesn't need to push it, he doesn't need to take any risks. Castle's probably going hell for leather, throwing caution to the wind, trying everything he possibly can to close that gap. Is it going to come to any avail though? I guess we'll find out in the next 4 minutes. RWI still running around in P3, and Ryan's continuing to close that gap down to 2.3 seconds between those two. The MeltedDazzer there sat in 5th, 1.7 seconds off of the back of Ryan Ruby. Kingquin there sat in 7th with Kingquin sat in 7th with Kingquin, 2.5 seconds behind Kingquin.
Yeah, I think Kingquin made a little mistake and Snooki passed him.
Yeah, he's had a bit of a skirmish there. Duke Martin trying to pull out the slipstream, having a little look around the outside of Melbourne hairpin if he can, but Kingquin is holding on for now.
Kingquin! He went into the grass there. And he lost his head position now. He's down to P9.
Yeah, he's had a bit of a moment there. He's still 7 seconds ahead of Evans, so should be okay for that position as long as Evans doesn't set some absolute purple times here at the end of this race. Gap at the front between Quadeo and Castle Racing down under 9 seconds, but it looks like Quadeo's going to have enough of the bag to hold on to that one as long as he doesn't make any mistakes here in the last 2 laps of this race. Castle there still sat in P2, 4 seconds ahead of RWI Racing at this point. Ryan Ruby there still sat in 4th place, still doing a good job, still reading in RWI Racing a little bit, but oh my goodness!
RWI Racing. Yeah, it was very dangerous.
Yeah, that was a little bit parked in the middle of a track type thing. Ryan Ruby up into 3rd place, our pole sitter.
And it's a chance for LazyCamel.
Oh my gosh, Ryan Ruby having a nightmare there. As LazyCamel now all over the back of RWI in this battle for 4th place. Got 2 more laps left to go here in this race. Quadeo's just coming out of the last corner to start the penultimate lap. So this is it now. They've really got to deliver it now or never. As the LazyCamel having a look here. Is he going to try and make a move coming in towards the final corner? No, he's too far back. And RWI's going to cover that one off for now. Ryan Ruby sat in 3rd place though, having made the move on both of those 2 behind him. He's made some great progress here in this race. Damaged imitation, he's recovered really well in this one as the RWI continuing to hold the LazyCamel behind him. Into turn 1 they come, but for now the LazyCamel a little bit too far back to go for any rash, reckless or very late manoeuvres up the inside in towards the first corner. Quadeo still continues to lead this race, and Castle Racing's bringing it down, but it's too little too late. I think that Quadeo got away at the start, and that start is crucial. The initial phases in the race are always going to be the most important, and if you get away, if you make it insurmountable for the opposition to catch you, if you really steal that march on them, then it can be very, very difficult indeed. And even if they do start to get it together and start putting their fingers out, it can be just too late to make any headway, because by that point they're just gone, they're just away, and that's it, it's done. But anyway, Quadeo coming through the Foggy S's up towards Melbourne. Here he comes, and he's got just a lap and a bit left to go here at Donington Park in the sodden wet rain. It's been a masterclass from this man tonight, but can't knock Castle Racing because the way he's come back from starting in the pit lane. I mean, I think he would have won this race. We can pretty safe to say he would have won if he hadn't started from the pits. So
yeah, he could win this race. As we see, he's got the pace and he's really fast tonight. But I don't think that he's in the bad conditions here in this race. I think he's feeling good, starting from P11 and making his way through the pack to P2. I think it's good for him. It was a good race. And his debut race here in Motive.
Yes, absolutely. I want to say a big shout out to the Only G for making many accounts and dropping 7 dislikes on the video. Green Pies, you guys dropping dislikes on the video. Big shout out. Keep them coming. It shows us that you shows us we're getting to you. So keep them coming. Quadeo still leading this race, and he's going to bring this one home. Half a lap left to go in the very wet conditions. Just love the haters, man. It just, for some reason, people think that by giving you hate that they're making you upset. They don't realise that they're just feeding you. They just don't realise they're giving you exactly what you want.
We have extra views with this, so our streams are promoted.
Yeah, cheers for the cookies. Thanks very much. We'll take that in and move forward. But Quadeo into the final hairpin. Sorry, not the final hairpin. The Melbourne for the final time. And great job from him tonight. Castle Racing's been reeling him in, but he kind of went under the radar a little bit in the qualifying session. He was only 2/10 off of the pole sitter. Obviously, Ryan Ruby was the top man in the qualifying session, but Cordeiro was there or thereabouts, and he's going to come out of Goddard's for the final time. Comes up towards the line to take the checker flag, flashes his lights as he crosses over to take the win. Great job there from Cordeiro. Castle Racing comes over to take second place. A really impressive drive, considering he started from the pits. Ryan Ruby completes the podium from pole. Didn't have the race that he would have been hoping for.
RWI Racing. I think they made a contact with thelazycamel. And the Lazy Camel just let him go.
I think maybe Lazy Camel just went hell for leather. Thought, you know what, last lap, last corner, I'm going to go for it, and it hasn't paid off.
Yeah.
Potentially took him out, and he's given the position back. So very sportsmanlike behaviour there from Lazy Camel. Nielsen comes over in P6. Sorry, mate.
No problems.
But Snooker come over the line to take a P7, flashing the lights from him as he crosses the line in that number 76 to a very bright white Porsche. Julie Martin coming out the last corner in the Aston Martin. The other Aston Martin just behind him there. King Queen comes over to take the 9th place, and Evans dropped off the back of these guys a little bit, but big shout out to Evans, keeping with it, completing the top 10 and some good points in his championship campaign. Falguest unfortunately retired from the race in the early stages, but that is that then for the tier 2s here. For round 3 out Donington Park. Congratulations to Cordeiro on taking the win ahead of Castle Racing and Ryan Ruby. Sergey, a little bit of an exciting race. Had a few of the faster drivers coming back from the pack. It made it a little bit interesting, especially towards the end. I've got to ask you the $1 million question: who's your driver of the day for this tier 2 race?
It's hard to say because Castle Racing and Ryan Ruby made a great.
I'm gonna have to get my other Ethernet cable out and put it into my what's it called, adapter thing. I don't like doing it because it means my PlayStation doesn't get the full power. It kind of like halves the power that you get from each of the Ethernet cable. So